Thank you, Holy Spirit, EAV, GV, Christ love, ism schism, Yahweh. Thank you for reminding me of my first band teacher. Not my first music teacher, because that was at Manchester Elementary School on Manchester Avenue and Hoover Street. Yeah, Hoover Street. And that person's name was Mr. Johnson. And it's Mr. Johnson that came with the Angels of Jehovah and said in my name, Isaac Corey Smith, that I had killed him when he was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and made me sign the Los Angeles Police Department, Alfred, in the name of Isaac Corey Smith, where they put me on the terrorist watch list for 30 years because the president said he was going to steal my kingship in America. The now sitting president told me that they wasn't going to allow me to just be the king as a child, so they plotted against me. And Mr. Johnson, my first my first music teacher, was the choir director. He had a problem with little boys. He was a pedophile. So in the name of Jehovah, I told him my name, Yahweh, and I signed to Alfred just because I wanted to go to school and play music. I was already practicing the piano at the time. So then, that was around 1981. And then I went to Bret Harte Preparatory Intermediate School on 92nd Street and 94th Street it was on Hoover Street. Yeah, between 92nd and 94th on Hoover Street. And at Bret Harte Preparatory Intermediate School, I had my first band teacher where I learned the French horn, and then I learned the double French horn. Very similar, but one has 3 valves and one has 4 valves. Rascals, babies. And, Trays and Foes. Yeah. And that band teacher name was Zero Pursley. And I joined the band. I started playing trombone in December of 1988 because Zero Pursley said that he didn't have no French horn players in the band. And if I wanted to join the band, I had to learn how to play the trombone. So the trombone was sitting in the corner with a book. And I took the trombone home with the book and learned how to assemble it. And just 30 years later, ironically, in 1989, Zero Pursley quit. Our band was about 70 or 80 little kids, and Zero Pursley quit. And we had another band teacher. So I got a little bit upset. I graduated from Bret Harte in 1991, and I went to George Washington Preparatory High School. And Zero Pursley came up there. I hadn't seen him in a few years. And Zero Pursley came to Washington High School. I had another band teacher there. And I thought he was trying to take the band from me because I had joined the band. And when I joined the band for 1 year, learned how to play the trombone, learned how to assemble it and everything. And then all of a sudden, I didn't have no band to play with because there wasn't no band teacher. So that was the second time that they did that to me. I learned the violin at Manchester Elementary School, and Ronald Reagan, they were supposed to be working with Ronald McDonald, the now sitting president. They got rid of the public funding for band teachers in the Los Angeles Unified School District. They ran out of money, so I couldn't have a violin when I was in the first grade. And then by the time I got into the 8th grade, I didn't have a band. And then my band teacher, Zero Pursley, told me something very interesting. He was trying to understand why I was upset with him. And I said, well, I was playing the French horn. I really wanted to play the trumpet. But you gave me the trombone. And then all of a sudden I learned how to play it. You didn't teach me how to play it. You didn't even teach me how to put the trombone together. It was just, I had to read a book. And then I got a second book and a third book, and I was reading these books, how to even play the trombone, how to hold it, where to put the mouthpiece, what the positions are. You didn't teach me none of that. And then all of a sudden I learned all that to join the band, and you took the whole band away from me. And he says, well, I got to tell you what happened. And I said, well, I guess you can tell me. I'm in high school now, but if you're trying to take my band, I'll tell you now, in my name, Yahweh, I'm not going to let you take my band from me at high school. And he said, hold up, young man. I'm trying to impart on you some wisdom, is what Zero Pursley told me in high school. He says, let me tell you what happened. He says, some guys in the name of the Lord, Yahweh, started telling Zero Pursley at Bret Harte 2 or 3 years before that he had to start paying tithes and offerings to be around me, the Son of God, Yahweh. And he said he felt like he didn't have to pay tithes and offerings when the school was paying him. And he was already a famous trumpet player, so he was going to go back out there as Dizzy. And so he came to Bret Harte to ask me what did I want to do in the future? I said, I want to play music. He said, well, he's running the music industry and he puts the programs together for musicians. And he says the reason why he had to quit at Bret Hart is because he had sex with males. He was a homosexual and he had sex with males, and they didn't want him around me unless he was paying tithes and offerings. And so he said they came to his house. Now his house wasn't by Bret Hart, his house was in another part of the city. He said they came to his house and was telling him in the name of the Lord, Yahweh, that Zero Persley had to like pay them tithes and offerings just for knowing me or something like that. So finally he told him that he belongs to the Creator. And I said, oh, I didn't know that. You know, it's like 3-4 years later. I was like, wow, I didn't know that. He said, oh, you know about? Well, I said, well, they were angels for me at first when I was a child. They named me Evil. In 1978, Sophia Wisdom belonged to him. They named me Evil. Well, I have a little history, you know, but he says, well, in the music industry, if you want to play music, I just have to let you know, is what Zero Persley told me around 1992. He says, most of the guys that make money in the music industry are gay. And I said, what that got to do? I still want to play music. He says, well, I'm not going to let you in the music industry because you're not going to get along as long as you calling yourself Yahweh. I said, well, that's my name. I'm the Son of God. He says, well, but in your Bible, you're not permitted to really associate very much with homosexuals. I said, yeah, that's true, but I can still play music. He said, yeah, but you ain't going to have no career. Zero Persley told me that in the name of the Creator around 1992. You ain't going to have no career because I'm not going to let you get into the music industry and then all these guys want to come and they want to make a war just for you to play trombone, saying that we got to pay them tithes and offerings and all this and that. When we belong to the Creator, we don't belong to your God. I said, all right. He says, so what do you want to do in the future? I said, I still want to play music. Even though you can't have no career, even though I can't have no career, I want to play music. I want to learn music. I'm turned on by music and, you know, I'm feeling it. He's like, well, I told you, because if the guys want a recording contract, they gotta turn their ass out. You know, if the guys want a motherfucking gig and a tour, you know what I'm saying, they gotta suck something, you know what I'm saying, they gotta put their asshole out there. You gotta be gay. The more gay you are in the music industry in America, the more money that the musicians was making, because you had to get along with other gay guys that was already running it. And I'm saying, like, damn, for real? He's like, yeah, so you ain't gonna have no career. Man, do you know it's 30 years later? He was right. Thank you, Zero Persley. I got a new song about it. You was right about that. I'm so glad about that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, grace. Grace. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare His grace. Let heaven and nature sing. Let heaven and nature sing. Let heaven and earth and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and grace. Yea, yea, GB, Christ's love isn't schism. Logo, circle, 7, circle, logos. Yahweh, Yahweh. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare His grace. Let heaven and nature sing. Let heaven and nature sing. Let heaven and earth and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and grace. Oh yeah, John chapter 1. Christ's love, yea, TV, isn't schism. Logo, circle, 7, circle, logos. Yahweh, Yahweh. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart, let every sing. Let heaven and nature sing. Let heaven and earth and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and grace. Yeah, John chapter 1. Grace and truth entered through Jesus the Christ. Logo circle 7 circle logos. Logo circle 7 circle logos. Yes, right. We thank the Creator for grace. And we thank God for truth. Yahweh, Yahweh, yo love, yo Yahweh, Yahweh. I love you. Christ's love is some schism. Logo circle 7 circle logos. Yo love, yo Yahweh, Yahweh. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your grace and your mercy and the truth. Ready, tell her the truth. I am the universe. Yahweh, Yahweh. D-A-B-A-G is some schism. Christ's love. Logo circle 7 circle logos. Love.